Gadsad says that the granddaddy of all pathogenic ideas is postmodernism. And I think he said on this show that when you start to negate the scientific truth, that's a one-way ticket to living in a toxic, toxic world. Do you agree?
Oh, well, I absolutely agree. I've discussed this with Gad many times. He's a great explainer of this. I mean, in essence, the idea that because white men have made discoveries of the past, that something is either inherently wrong, or that science is somehow systemically racist, or that math or physics or anything else. These things, these are the great unifiers. Math is the great unifier of the universe. The idea that if you discover a scientific discovery, or you can unfurl a mathematical equation, and suddenly your lived experience is, meaning I'm a transsexual Black Latina lesbian or something, that supersedes the problem that you've solved, the equation that you've solved, the discovery that you've made. That's actually crazy, and that is at the essence of postmodernism. That your lived experience somehow is more important than what is empirically true. And look, the simple way to look at this is these immutable characteristics things that they're trying to make us really care about. The truth is, we all know it's not right. And how do you know? Well, if you right now had a heart attack, would you care what the color of the skin or the gender or sexuality was of the doctor? Of course you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't. You would want the best doctor. If the doctor ran in, you're having a heart attack right now, right? Time is limited, you're in chest pain, you can't breathe, blah, blah. And the doctor walked in, the doctor you looked, and the doctor's a white heterosexual male. Would you ever say, no, I'm sorry, I would prefer that we had a Black trans woman here? Of course you wouldn't. Would you want your plane to be flown by the most qualified pilot, regardless of those characteristics, or because of those characteristics? I think we all know the answer to that. But again, we pretend that these are fights that we're supposed to be having for some very bizarre reason.
I see Don't Burn This Book behind you on the shelf there. I've seen that as a bit of a call to individuals to avoid factory set in thinking and to become independent thinkers. What are some of the tools that we need to start thinking independently?
I mean, in many ways, that really is sort of what the essence of the book is about. I mean, when I say factory settings, what I'm talking about is that most of us, without even realizing it, the factory settings that you're sort of born with, at least from an American perspective, but I think in many ways at a UK perspective as well, is that it's sort of lefty stuff. It's kind of, from our perspective, it's like, oh, Democrats good, Republicans bad, liberals care about poor people, Republicans care about money, conservatives care about war, and and lefties want peace. Like these really simple things that aren't quite right, but you sort of feel that from movies and music and culture and education. You come up with what in essence builds into this factory setting idea, and it's your job to break through that. I think the way you break through it is you start consuming some new podcasts, you start getting your information from some other places, and don't just trust something just because it's new. I mean, you got to check it yourself, but it's on you now. And while that's daunting in a certain way, that's absolutely daunting in a certain way. At the same time, that's pretty empowering, knowing that, back in the day, how old are you?
24.
You're 24. So I was 24 in 2000. So I'm 44 now. So we got a cool 20 years between us. Well, when I was 24, I didn't have the opportunity, this is before YouTube really, I didn't have the opportunity to find information in all these different places. There's an author I like, maybe I can somehow talk to him and he's in another country. Like the power that you have as a 24-year-old, I always try to tell that to college students, because like, man, you're 18, the way you can view the world, the information you can get, and the fact that you can share that with people all over the world, that is so freaking cool and empowering and everything else, but it's on you to use it properly.